I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers fade as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
Welcome back, everyone. Really glad you could join us again for today's exploration.
It does feel good to connect, especially, with everything going on. Finding that shared space seems really important right now.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, this is definitely a conversation we want you involved in. Your thoughts, questions, experiences, they all add so much.
Definitely. You can always email us at ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
That's ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
Or, find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for @theworldharmonyproject. We love hearing from you.
Okay, so as always, let's start by just hearing the lesson itself. You want to read the first part, the prayer?
Sure thing. God is my Father, and his Son loves him. Father, I must return your love for me. Forgiving and receiving are the same, and you have given all your love to me. I must return it, for I want it mine in full awareness, blazing in my mind and keeping it within its kindly light, inviolate, beloved, with fear behind and only peace ahead. How still the way your loving Son is led along to you.
Brother, we find that stillness now. The way is open. Now we follow it in peace together. You have reached your hand to me, and I will never leave you. We are one, and it is but this oneness that we seek as we accomplish these few final steps which end a journey that was not begun.
Yeah, every time. That second part especially, it just lands differently, doesn't it? In part one of the workbook, it felt much more like a classroom, which was crucial, of course, for building that foundation.
Yeah, you needed that base. But then, part two, it changes gear, doesn't it? It becomes this conversation.
Completely. It starts with us talking. That prayer at the beginning of each lesson, that's meant to be us.
The I is us speaking directly to God. And then comes the shift within the lesson when it says, brother, or my brother.
That's Jesus responding. But notice the tone.
Yeah, it's not a lecture. It's closer.
It's side by side, like he's walking with us, our sibling, really, offering comfort, reassurance, companionship on these few final steps, as the Course calls them.
A friend on the path.
And think back to part one again. Often the I there was Jesus speaking as the Christ, guiding the whole undoing process.
Right, undoing the ego's stuff, that belief in separation.
Undoing the idea that we're separate from God, separate from each other. But here in part two, the I is primarily us in the prayer part, and then Jesus responding as brother.
Making it much more personal.
Much more personal. It moves from the abstract into this lived relationship. It's not just intellectual anymore, it's felt.
And that's why noticing who is speaking is so key to really getting these later lessons.
Oh, definitely. It pulls you right into the exchange, makes it feel alive.
Yeah, you're not just reading about a dialogue, you feel like you're in it. Okay, so this whole shift towards relationship, towards this back and forth, really feeds into the core message of this lesson, doesn't it? God is my Father, and his Son loves him. But why does Jesus need to remind us again about returning God's love? If it's so fundamental, what's the blockage? What are we holding on to?
I think it boils down to how deeply conditioned we are to believe love is something you have to earn. Think about traditional religious ideas or even just how society often works. There's this pervasive sense that you need to do something to be worthy of God's love. Tithe, perform rituals, be good.
Like it's scarce or has to be deserved.
Right. The ego thrives on that idea that love is limited and conditional. It keeps us striving, feeling like we're never quite enough. So the Course has to keep gently, persistently saying,
hey, hang on. The love is already here. It's complete. You don't earn it.
You just have to recognize it. And the way we recognize it, the way we experience it fully, is actually by giving it, by letting it flow through us.
Which can feel backwards almost, if you're used to trying to get love from God through prayer or worship.
It can feel surprising, yeah. Or even a bit uncomfortable at first. The Course shifts the focus from seeking upward to extending outward.
Returning God's love, in the Course's view, isn't about praising a distant God.
It's not about saying the right prayers or doing grand gestures upwards. It's fundamentally about how we choose peace in our interactions, how we extend kindness, how we offer forgiveness. That's the mechanism. That's how the love flows back and becomes real to us. It completes the circuit, you could say.
That's a huge shift from the idea of love just flowing up, sending praise and thanks up to a God figure above us.
Right, that vertical model, which has its place, of course, in many traditions. But the Course emphasizes love flowing between us, horizontally.
Equally.
It dismantles that sense of hierarchy, that
Yeah.
distance. It's not about bridging a gap to a faraway God. It's about recognizing the God in each other, right here.
No more striving to be worthy, just extending what's already ours.
Exactly. It makes spirituality incredibly practical, woven into every single interaction, every relationship.
That's hard sometimes, isn't it? This love flowing between us model, especially when you look around.
Oh, absolutely. The us versus them mentality is so strong.
You see it everywhere. Politics, cultural clashes. It feels like we're constantly drawing lines.
And those lines, those divisions, they stop the flow, don't they? They build walls where there should be bridges.
It's so easy to fall into seeing someone with different political views, for instance, as the enemy.
Yeah, whether it's, the classic liberal versus conservative battles or other groups, it moves beyond disagreement into this space of seeing the other person as fundamentally bad or wrong, not just having different ideas.
And that shuts down any possibility of connection. It fuels so much anger and resentment.
And it's not just politics. Think about racial divides, the economic gaps,
Religious differences, cultural misunderstanding.
the exclusion transgender people often face. These are all just different faces of the same illusion. These divisions, the Course tells us, aren't the reality. They're part of the dream this story of the ego tells us, that we're all separate little islands.
So when we buy into that, when we see someone as other or less than,
We're caught in the dream. We're projecting our own fears and judgments. We're stuck in that ego story where love is limited and conditional.
and that ties back to the upward flow idea.
In a way, yes. If love only flows upward to a select few who meet certain conditions, or if it's a limited resource handed down from above, it naturally creates hierarchy and judgment.
You see that in families sometimes, or communities, where there's this strong authority figure, and if you don't conform,
You're pushed out, judged, seen as less worthy. That's the upward model, limiting love's reach, reinforcing the separation. It's about control, not connection.
okay, but the course model, love flowing between us, that just flips it on its head.
Completely. It says, nope, doesn't matter. Background, beliefs, identity, none of it. We are all equally part of God's Son. No exceptions, no hierarchy in God's love.
Returning God's love really means recognizing that spark.
Recognizing the divine, the Christ in everyone. And here's the kicker, especially in those we find it hardest to love.
Oof. Yeah, that's the challenge.
I mean, looking past the political label, the cultural difference, the behavior that pushes our buttons, and choosing to see the light underneath. It's radical inclusion. It's about seeing beyond the labels, beyond the ego's performance, and meeting that deeper essence with compassion, with forgiveness, even when it feels totally unnatural.
That's what returning God's love looks like in practice. Choosing to see the truth of who they are, even when their actions seem to deny it.
So, okay, practically speaking, how do we actually do that day to day in the messy moments?
Right. It's not about some grand spiritual achievement. It's the small stuff.
It could be choosing forgiveness when, say, your partner really messes up, forgets something important, or says something hurtful.
Instead of stewing on it.
You consciously shift focus.
Yeah.
You remember their innocence underneath the mistake. Or maybe it's offering kindness with zero expectation of return.
Like paying for someone's coffee anonymously.
Yeah, or just holding a door with a genuine smile. Or seeing past a friend's temporary ego flare-up instead of defining them by it.
It can be internal too, right? Like that silent blessing idea.
Oh, absolutely. That person who cuts you off in traffic, or the cashier who seems grumpy. Instead of reacting with irritation, you silently send them a thought of peace, remembering they're part of the same sonship.
Or just finding patience when you're exhausted and say your kid is having a meltdown, choosing calm over snapping.
And also just being present. Grateful for simple things, the taste of your tea, the feeling of sunshine, without needing anything more. That allows the love to flow naturally.
So it really isn't about the big dramatic gestures. It's how we relate moment by moment, how we choose to perceive.
Every single time we choose love over fear, forgiveness over judgment, we're doing it. We're returning God's love in real time. Each choice is a step.
And each step moves us away from that ego mindset, the scarcity, the fear, the division.
And towards that peaceful flow. It's like recalibrating constantly back towards love.
So bringing it all together from today, the key really seems to be that returning God's love isn't this isolated upward thing. It happens in the connection between us.
Right. It's in that flow, that horizontal exchange.
Right. It's not about big formal acts of worship upwards, but the small everyday choices we make to see each other as brothers and sisters with kindness, forgiveness, and compassion.
And the comfort of knowing we're not doing this alone, that Jesus is right there, that we have each other. That makes the whole journey feel possible, doesn't it? Lighter.
Definitely. And it helps to remember that all the divisions we see, all the conflict, that's the dream we're waking up from.
The reality is the oneness underneath it all. Always.
And choosing to return love, choosing to see that oneness is what moves us out of fear and into peace, little by little.
Okay, so maybe we can offer a little practice for the week. Something concrete to try.
Good idea. Let's make it practical. How about this? Step 1. Think about someone, could be in your personal life, could be a public figure, could even be a whole group where you feel that resistance, that judgment, that us versus them feeling. Just pick one for this week.
Okay, got one in mind.
Step 2. Every day this week, just take a moment. Intentionally try to see that person or group as part of God's Son, just like you, equally loved, equally whole. Maybe use a little silent affirmation like, you are as loved and whole as I am. And this is really important. Doing this does not mean you're excusing bad behavior or ignoring harm.
Right. It's not about pretending injustice doesn't exist or making excuses for people.
Exactly. It's about holding a bigger perspective, one that includes their inherent worth alongside the need for accountability, for justice, for healing. It allows for the possibility of change.
It keeps you compassionate without getting sucked into the anger or fear. Allows for a clearer, stronger response if needed.
Right. So, step 3. As you do this, just notice what comes up for you. Resistance, discomfort, anger. That's okay. Just notice it. Don't judge yourself for it. Just acknowledge the feelings.
Like watching clouds pass by. Let them be there without grabbing onto them.
Step 4. Then choose how to respond to those feelings. Maybe it's just an internal shift, a silent offering of forgiveness or patience, a wish for their peace. Or maybe, if it feels right and safe, it's a small outward action, choosing not to react negatively or offering a simple kindness.
Doesn't have to be huge, just a small shift from the usual pattern.
Step 5. Then, at the end of the day, just reflect for a minute. Did anything feel different? A little less tension, a bit more peace, a slightly softer feeling towards them. Any tiny shift is progress.
And remember, the Course never asks for instant perfection. It knows this can be hard. We're just gently chipping away at those internal walls of us and them. It's a process.
It really is. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us in this exploration today. Every little choice towards love makes a difference, both out there and right here in your own heart.
We really appreciate you being here with us. And hey, if you found this helpful, maybe consider rating the exploration on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It genuinely helps others find it.
Until next time, take good care of yourselves.